Hello, beautiful people. How are you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing amazingly well. Welcome back to another lesson of English with Ashish. And guys, in this lesson, we are going to do something that we've been waiting for a long time. I know you guys have been requesting me to start doing the Hindu breakdown, and here we are doing this for you guys. So I've taken a very interesting article from the Hindu newspaper, a very good newspaper. So this is the article that I've taken, right? This is the first page. This is the second page. And what are we going to do? What can you look for in this lesson? What are we going to do? Here are the things we'll be doing in this lesson. The very first thing we'll do is we'll find out a particular sentence. In that sentence, we'll find out different parts of that sentence and then different parts of speech. And then we'll break down the identified part of speech, right? We'll look for different things in that particular part of speech. And then we'll understand the structure of the sentence and many more things. Apart from these things, we'll do many more things. This is going to be really amazing, all right? It's going to be really informative. So without wasting any time, let's just get into it. So this is the headline: Scientific Disinterest, colon. This explains it in a way on health minister's presence at coronal promotion event. Coronal is a name of a medicine, all right, that somebody introduced. We'll talk about it. Okay. The presence of Union Health Minister Harshvardhan at a press conference to promote Coronal, an Ayurvedic pill promoted by Baba Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved, is objectionable on more than one count. This is our first sentence. Starts from here and ends here. Now, what is the subject of this sentence? Let's find out the subject of this sentence. Starts with the definite article the, followed by a noun presence. Right. Do we have a verb after it? No, we don't. That means the subject does not end here. The presence, this is the simple subject. The presence is the main noun. The presence of Union Health Minister, a preposition phrase modifying the simple subject, the noun, the presence. The presence of Union Health Minister, belonging to Union Health Minister, the presence of Union Health Minister, whose name is Harshvardhan. So this is an appositive. This Harshvardhan is giving a name to this noun, Union Health Minister, whose name is Harshvardhan. Since it's important, it's essential, we're not using commas to offset it. The presence of Union Health Minister Harshvardhan, where at a press conference, the presence of somebody where at a press conference, again a prepositional phrase. The presence of Union Health Minister Harshvardhan at a press conference. Why? To promote Coronal. All right. The subject hasn't ended yet. All right, we haven't found out the end of the subject. The presence belonging to Union Health Minister Harshvardhan. The presence of Union Health Minister Harshvardhan, prepositional phrase modifying the noun presence. The presence of Union Health Minister Harshvardhan, where at a press conference. Why? To promote Coronal. Now, what is Coronal? An Ayurvedic pill promoted by Baba Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved. Right, let me just highlight it for you guys. So, an Ayurvedic pill promoted by Baba Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved is a non-essential, non-important modifying phrase which is modifying the noun Coronal. Coronal is a proper noun, but it gives information about it. What is Coronal? An Ayurvedic pill promoted by Baba Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved. This is what Coronal is. So this is a modifying phrase. Since it's non-important, non-essential, we are using commas to offset it. You can see it. All right. Now, after this, we have is. That means the subject ends here. All right. The presence of Union Health Minister Harshvardhan at a press conference to promote Coronal, which is an Ayurvedic pill promoted by Baba Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved. You can also make it an adjective clause, which is an Ayurvedic pill promoted by Baba Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved. Here is the verb, is objectionable on more than one count. Objectionable is a subject complement. An adjective modifying the entire subject. What is objectionable? The presence of Union Health Minister Harshvardhan at a press conference to promote Cornell, which is an Ayurvedic pill promoted by Baba Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved. This entire thing is objectionable on more than one count. In many ways, it's objectionable. Got the point? This is the subject. This is the verb, linking verb. A linking verb is type of a main verb which links the subject to its complement. Objectionable on more than one count. The sentence ends here. Alright, next sentence. Coronil is a concoction of common herbs known to Ayurveda. This is our sentence. Coronil is a concoction of common herbs known to Ayurveda. Quite a simple one, right? Coronil is the subject here. Coronil. We don't have a modifier before it, after it. Simple. Simple subject. Coronil is a linking verb. Is what? A concoction. Subject complement, giving a new name to the subject. Coronil is what? A concoction. A concoction of common herbs known to Ayurveda. Now, what is a concoction? A concoction is a mixture of many things. So, coronil is a combination, is a mixture of common herbs known to Ayurveda. Alright, so subject, verb, subject complement of common herbs known to Ayurveda is a prepositional phrase modifying the noun concoction. Concoction of common herbs known to Ayurveda. Alright, so subject, main verb, linking verb, subject complement, prepositional phrase known to Ayurveda is a past participle phrase modifying the noun herbs. Coronil is a concoction of common herbs. Now focus on this. Herbs. This noun, herbs that are known to Ayurveda. Alright. So this is an adjective clause which is reduced to a past participle phrase. Coronil is a concoction of common herbs that are known to Ayurveda. Common herbs known to Ayurveda. A past participle phrase. Originally, it was an adjective clause which was reduced to a past participle phrase. Alright, we got these two, we understood these two sentences. And these are quite simple sentences. Simple. Alright, next one. Since June, referring to a particular time, starting point of something. Since June, this is the starting point of something. Since June, there have been attempts to deploy it into India's COVID-19 management protocol. Alright, since June, from the beginning of this point, which is June, there have been attempts to deploy what? Coronil into India's COVID-19 management protocol. So, since June is a modifying phrase talking about the time of this event, since June, right? So it's working as an adverb phrase. Since June, there have been attempts starting from June. There, the subject have been. So I've used to have. Remove one. There have been, helping verb, been, main verb, attempts. There have been attempts to deploy it. Attempts, what kind of attempts? To deploy it. Infinitive phrase modifying the noun attempts. Alright, there have been attempts. Why? To deploy it. Attempts, what kind of attempts? To deploy it. To deploy what? Coronil into India's COVID-19 management protocol. Alright, this is a name of something. Alright, quite simple. Dr. Vardhan. Again, this is a very important person in this article. Dr. Vardhan, alongside cabinet colleague Nitin Gadkari. Dr. Vardhan, comma, start something. Alongside cabinet colleague Nitin Gadkari was at a press conference with Baba Ramdev and other promoters of Patanjali to announce a scientific publication describing the efficacy in Coronil in ridding volunteers, part of a clinic trial of coronavirus. Trial, it was trial. Alright, so Dr. Vardhan, this is extra information. Alongside cabinet colleague Nitin Gadkari. The focus is on this noun. Dr. Vardhan was at a press conference. This is extra information which is helping us to understand the scene in a better way. Dr. Vardhan alongside also with cabinet colleague Nitin Gadkari. All right, this is extra information. A modifying phrase, a non-essential modifying phrase. Dr. Vardhan was at a press conference. Was where? At a press conference. A modifying phrase, a prepositional phrase starting with the preposition at, but this preposition phrase is working as a modifying phrase, telling the place of the action. All right, or somebody's presence. Dr. Vardhan was the linking verb at a press conference with Baba Ramdev and other promoters of Patanjali. Right, so he was at a press conference with somebody, with Baba Ramdev and other promoters belonging to of Patanjali, promoters of Patanjali. Now, why were they there? To announce a scientific publication describing the efficacy in coronal in ridding volunteers, part of a clinic trial of coronavirus. Now, so Dr. Vardhan was at a press conference. He was not alone. He was with some other people, with Baba Ramdev and other promoters of Patanjali. Of Patanjali is modifying the noun promoters. Now, why were they there? To announce a scientific publication describing the efficacy in coronal in ridding volunteers, part of a clinic trial of coronavirus. Now, okay, let me highlight this. To announce a scientific publication describing the efficacy in coronal in ridding volunteers. This is why they were there. So this is an infinitive phrase starting with an infinitive, to announce, right? Working as the reason. Why were they there? They were at the press conference to announce. Nitin Gadkari along with Baba Ramdev and other promoters of Patanjali were at the press conference. Why? To announce a scientific publication, which was describing the efficacy in coronal, right? Describing the efficacy. Publication describing the efficacy. So this is a present participle phrase modifying the noun scientific publication. To announce a scientific publication describing the efficacy in coronal. Efficacy means effectiveness. Describing the effectiveness in coronal, how effective it is in ridding volunteers of coronavirus, to get rid of it. All right. To announce a scientific publication describing the efficacy, present participle phrase. You can change it to an adjective clause as well, which was describing or which is describing the efficacy, effectiveness in coronal in ridding volunteers, all right, removing them from coronavirus, which is a part of a clinic trial. Extra information. See, it has commas before and after it. So this is extra information, which is a part of a clinic trial of coronavirus. So they were there at the press conference to announce a scientific publication which was describing the effectiveness in coronal in what? Ridding volunteers of coronavirus. All right. So this is the first half. Hope you got everything. Moving to the next one. All right, let's look at the second part. All right. For one, coronal is a product manufactured by a private company. For one, for a normal person, for one means for a regular guy, for a normal person, to let that person know, coronal is what? A product manufactured by a private company. This is our sentence, a simple sentence. All right. For one, a modifying phrase, an introductory phrase. All right. For one, for a normal person, to let the normal person know, coronal is a product. Coronal subject is linking verb, main verb, a product. A product, subject, complement, renaming or telling what this is. Coronal, a product, equals to a product that is manufactured by a private company. Now, this manufactured by a private company is a past participle phrase, all right, which is modifying this noun product. A product that is manufactured by a private company. All right. a phrase modifying phrase, subject linking verb, which is a type of a main verb, a product, subject complement, a noun phrase, followed by a past participle phrase, which is modifying an adjective phrase, type of an adjective phrase, which is modifying the noun product. Coronel is a product which is or that is manufactured by a private company. Actually, we'll use that because it's giving important information. That is manufactured by a private company. A product that is manufactured by a private company. A simple sentence. Subject, main verb, subject complement plus a modifying phrase. For normal people, to let a normal person know, Coronel is a product which is manufactured, that is manufactured by a private company. All right, doctors are explicitly barred from promoting drugs of any sort. Now, after doctors, we have an M dash. Hertzwardhan is an ENT surgeon. M dash. So we are using M dash to give extra information. Doctors are explicitly barred from promoting drugs of any sort. This is our main sentence, right? So we just want to give some information about Hertzwardhan, but we also want to tell you that this is not really important in this sentence, but still we want to give some information about this person Hertzwardhan, because this entire article revolves around this person Hertzwardhan, who is a doctor. All right, so doctors are explicitly barred from promoting drugs of any sort. Explicitly means clearly, making it very clear, right? Doctors, the subject, are explicitly barred, like they're not allowed, restricted, are explicitly barred from promoting drugs of any sort. Now understand this. We have this sentence starting with the subject doctors, then a modifying phrase, a non-essential phrase. Hertzwardhan is an ENT surgeon. All right, our helping verb explicitly barred. This sentence is in the passive voice. We're not talking about who barred them. All right, who did this action. We're just talking about the object, that the doctors are explicitly barred. This is in the passive voice. Doctors, we are giving some information about Dr. Hertzwardhan, who is an ENT surgeon. Are, now this guy is not explicitly barred. See, the verb are, it has to follow a plural subject, and the subject is doctors. Doctors are explicitly barred from promoting drugs of any sort, right? Drugs of any sort. A modifying phrase, a prepositional phrase, which is modifying the subject, not the subject, the noun drugs of any sort, right? So this sentence is focusing on the fact that even though doctors are explicitly clearly barred, prohibited from promoting any drugs of any sort, Dr. Hertzwardhan was seen at a press conference which was to promote Coronel, right, which is basically a solution for ridding coronavirus. Okay, he was not supposed to do that, but he was there. So this sentence is focusing on that. All right, though Dr. Wardhan did not explicitly, see, again we're talking about Dr. Wardhan, though Dr. Wardhan did not explicitly mention Coronel in his address at the function. This is not the sentence. This is not the end of the sentence. This is a dependent clause starting with a subordinating conjunction though. Though something, though Dr. Wardhan, subject of this clause, Dr. Wardhan did not, helping verb, explicitly mention. All right, mention, main verb, explicitly, clearly mention what? Coronel. See, this clause has the subject Dr. Wardhan, starts with the subordinating conjunction, has the subject Dr. Wardhan. A verb phrase did not mention. Explicitly is breaking it. Explicitly, adverb mention, how mention? Explicitly mention. Mention what? Coronel, the object of the verb mention. He did not explicitly mention Coronel in his address at the function. Coronel in his address, again a prepositional phrase, talking about where did he not do it. He did not do it in his address, which was at the function. When he addressed it, he did not mention it clearly And where did he do it? At the function. Again, a prepositional phrase talking about the place of the action, working as an adverb, right? An adverb phrase. Though he did not clearly mention coronel in his address, in his speech at the function, what public functionaries are seen to be doing speaks louder than what they say. Now understand this. The complete sentence is, though Dr. Vardhan, let me just highlight it, guys, for you. Though Dr. Vardhan did not clearly mention coronel in his address at the function, okay, this is left. Let me just clear this one as well. At the function, what public functionaries are seen to be doing speaks louder than what they say. This is the complete sentence. Okay, though he did not clearly mention coronel in his address at the function, what public functionaries are seen to be doing speaks louder than what they say. Though this is the case, he did not speak about it clearly at the function. What public functionaries? Public functionary means officials, government officials, people who work for the government, work for different departments. What they are seen to be doing, what they are doing speaks louder than what they say. What they are doing makes us understand what they're doing. Whatever they're saying is not what they mean or what they're doing. Whatever they're doing is letting us know what they're doing. All right. Okay. So let me just clear it. Baba Ramdev first claimed what? That his product was endorsed by the WHO. This is our sentence. Our sentence is simple. Where is it? Lost it. Okay. Baba Ramdev first claimed that his product was endorsed by the WHO, which is the World Health Organization. All right. Baba Ramdev, the subject of the sentence, first claimed verb first, a modifier. First claimed what? Now you can claim something. So this sentence has the subject, the main verb in the past form, claimed what? That his product was endorsed by the WHO. This is the object of the verb claimed what? That his product was endorsed by the WHO. Now understand, this object is a noun clause starting with a subordinating conjunction, a relative pronoun, that his product, subject, was endorsed, helping verb, main verb. And understand, this clause, this noun clause, is in the passive voice. Baba Ramdev first claimed what? That his product was endorsed by the WHO. We're not focusing on the doer of the action, which is the WHO. We're not doing that. We are focusing on the receiver of the action, which is his product. His product was endorsed, right? Passive voice. If we wanted to focus on the doer of the action, we would have the WHO in the beginning. That the WHO did not endorse his product. We're not doing that. We're writing the sentence in the passive voice. Now, a lot of you ask, why do we use passive voice? Because we want to focus on the object. We don't want to focus on the subject. That's why we use the passive voice. See, we just we just clearly have the sentence. Baba Ramdev first claimed what? That his product was endorsed by the WHO. Subject, adverb, verb, object. Okay. Following media reports, an introductory adverb phrase. After media reports, this is what it means. Following media reports, comma. WHO South Asia tweeted. WHO South Asia. This is the subject of the sentence. Did the action of tweeting. WHO South Asia tweeted. Tweeted what? You can tweet something. You always tweet something. Tweeted that it hadn't reviewed or certified the effectiveness, which means efficacy. You can also use efficacy. All right. WHO South Asia tweeted. Subject, verb, object. We're looking at the object. That it had not reviewed. WHO South Asia, it had not reviewed or certified. Certified what? The effectiveness of any traditional medicine for the treatment of COVID-19. Now guys, understand this. This is little complex to understand. So Following media reports is our modifying phrase. WHO South Asia is the subject of this entire sentence. The sentence is following media reports. WHO South Asia tweeted that it had not reviewed or certified the effectiveness of any traditional medicine for the treatment of COVID-19. This is the complete sentence, starting with an introductory adverb phrase following by the subject, verb, and the object, which is that it had not reviewed. Tweeted what? That it had not reviewed or certified. Now, this clause, dependent clause, has the subordinating conjunction that, subject it, had not reviewed, verb phrase, had helping verb, reviewed main verb, it had not reviewed or certified. Now, you can review or certify something. So it has the subject, verb, this or this, and the object, which is certified what? The effectiveness of any traditional medicine for the treatment of COVID-19. Getting it? So this sentence has the main clause. WHO South Asia tweeted that it had not reviewed or certified the effectiveness of any traditional medicine for the treatment of COVID-19. But within this clause, we have one more clause which is working as the object of this verb, tweeted. WHO South Asia tweeted what? That it had not reviewed. Subject, helping verb, main verb, the object. Certified what? The effectiveness of any traditional medicine for the treatment of COVID-19. Baba Ramdev claimed that his product was endorsed by the WHO, but WHO came out and they said, we did not review or certify the effectiveness of any traditional medicine for the treatment of COVID-19. So do you see this hypocrisy happening here? All right, he said something which was not true. Then the original organization came and said, we did not certify it. We did not certify the effectiveness of any traditional medicine for the treatment of this virus, which is COVID-19. Okay. Next sentence, let's just remove it. What transpired was that India's apex drug regulator had certified Coronil as a pharmaceutical product in supporting COVID treatment and an immunity booster and cleared it for export. This is the complete sentence. Now, what do we have in here? Let's do the work. Okay. What transpired? Subject, dummy subject. What transpired? Now, transpired means something that became known to others, something that was not known to others, but now got known to others. What transpired was what? That subject, main verb, subject complement. What transpired was what? This is what that got transpired. That India's apex drug regulator had certified Coronil as a pharmaceutical product in what? Supporting COVID treatment and an immunity booster, and still going on, and cleared it for the export. So what transpired was that India's apex drug regulator, this is the subject of this noun clause, that is the subordinating conjunction. India's apex means the top notch, right? The most important. India's apex drug regulator, the best regulator, apex, sitting at the top. The India's apex drug regulator had certified, verb phrase. We're just talking about this object, which is a noun clause. It has the subject, India's apex drug regulator. The verb phrase had certified, helping verb, main verb, certified what? Coronil as a pharmaceutical product in what? Supporting COVID treatment and an immunity booster, right? Certified Coronil as a pharmaceutical product in supporting COVID treatment and an immunity booster and cleared it for the export. This is what they had certified. All right. Now, try to understand what it has. Subject, verb, noun clause. And in this noun clause, we have the subject, India's apex drug regulator. Verb phrase had certified. Object, Coronil as a pharmaceutical product in supporting COVID treatment and an immunity booster, and cleared it for the export. Now understand, had certified Cornell as a pharmaceutical product as a pharmaceutical product in what? In supporting COVID treatment and an immunity booster, and cleared it for export. This is what got transpired, got known to people, which was not known to others. All right, quite a messy sentence, right? See, you just have to follow things. Yeah, you just have to follow things, and you'll get everything. You just need to know all the phrases, all the clauses, and once you know all the phrases, all the clauses, different types of sentences, you understand everything. All right, the last sentence. It hasn't recommended it as treatment for COVID-19. Now, what is it? It is India's apex drug regulator. Now, in the beginning, Baba Ramdev said that this product, our Cornell, is endorsed by the WHO. After that, WHO came out and said, see, we did not endorse it, we did not certify it, that's false. Now, after that, we got to know that India's apex drug regulator had certified what the Baba Ramdev was talking about was not true. In the case of WHO, it was true in the case of India's apex drug regulator. So, India's apex drug regulator has not recommended it, though it certified Cornell as a pharmaceutical product in supporting COVID treatment and an immunity booster. It has not recommended it as treatment for COVID-19. So it is referring to India's apex drug regulator. All right, it has not recommended. Subject, helping verb followed by a negation not followed by the main verb, recommended. It has not recommended what? It Cornell, referring to Cornell. It has not recommended it as treatment for COVID-19. Simple, right? So this was the breakdown of this article. Now let me tell you, this is not the complete article. All right, I have the complete article. What I want you to do is, I want you to break down the other part, the remaining part. How will you do it? So I want you guys to message me on my Instagram page and ask for the other part, and I'll share the picture with you, and I want you guys to break down that part. And in the next session, which is going to happen on next Sunday, I guess, we'll do it together, and you can match your answers with mine. In that way, it's going to be a little more interesting, right? So that's all about today's lesson, today's class. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was not boring. All right, I enjoyed it a lot, man, a lot. Hope you did too. And if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button at least. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, man, that's so bad. Do that. Subscribe to the channel right now. Press that button. And if you have any questions, any doubts regarding what we just talked about, we learned, we did, make sure you ask your questions in the comment section below, and I will see you guys again very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. I am out. Namaskar.